Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cryptonews podcast. Your hosts here, Zahab and Rachel Wolfson. Folks, we prayed for a little more green and we have some more green. Macro's looking a little better. Micro's looking a hell of a lot better. We might be back. It's too early to say, but it is nice seeing green on the board again. And we got some great news this week. Rachel, how are you this lovely afternoon? Great to see you as always.
Thanks, Matt. Doing well. Another nice day in Austin, Texas. And I'm excited to talk about the news of the week as usual.
Love it. Let's jump into it. As always, with some price action, Bitcoin is up 3.5% to 87K. We're getting close to that 90K mark, which we love to see. Ethereum's up 2% to 2K. It's great to see you back at that 2K, huge psychological mark. XRP, the only loser of the week, down about 3% to 2.33 per XRP. Solana, the big gainer of the week, with besides Dogecoin, is up 8% to 139. Also briefly touched 140 for a while. Great to see Sol back in action. We got some great Sol news this week. And like I said, green across the board, which is great news. We love to see it. The week started off with some pretty wild news regarding Tornado Cash. Rachel, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so basically the US Treasury has removed sanctions on Ethereum-based transaction mixer Tornado Cash, which was stated on Friday, citing a reassessment of digital finance policies and legal concerns. Newly lifted measures reflect a shift in oversight for privacy tools built on blockchain, inviting fresh debate over the balance between user freedom and regulatory clarity. So this is crazy news. What an update there.
Yeah, that's wild. Tether in the news, a huge week for stablecoins, actually. But Tether and Paolo Ordoño, their CEO, who's been on both of our podcasts many times, is and will collaborate with the Big Four accounting auditors to verify a one-to-one backing for the USDT stablecoin, which is the largest stablecoin in the world. The move comes amid growing industry pressure for transparency, especially in light of past controversies surrounding the company's claims. And this was from a Reuters March 21 report. And he said that this is now priority numero uno for Tether, which is, again, great news for the space. More great news. Last couple of weeks, Rachel, it was ETF products outflows, ETF product outflows, and finally, we got some inflows on the docket.
Yeah, so digital asset investment products saw a strong turnaround last week, recording $644 million in inflows and ending a 5-week streak of outflows. The shift marks a change in investor sentiment, with inflows recorded on each day of the week following 17 consecutive days of outflows.
Yeah, this is great. Speaking of digital asset products and continuing on the TradFi realm, Metaplanet has just purchased an additional 150 Bitcoin, now holding 3,350 Bitcoin with a year-to-date yield of 68%. Great for them. And again, that is Japanese investment firm Metaplanet, that is also known as the Japanese MicroStrategy. The total cost of the acquisition stands at $12.1 million, and their total Bitcoin reserves, like we said, 3.3K. Absolutely wild. And their overall cost is $270 million. The average price is $82,000 per Bitcoin. Great job with a company outside of Canada and the United States, hodling and acquiring a bunch of Bitcoin. Moving back to the regulatory side, some huge news here, Rachel. U.S. Congress advances stablecoin regulation with the introduction of the Stable Act.
Yeah, this is really exciting news for the U.S. So on March 26th of this year, U.S. lawmakers introduced a stablecoin transparency and accountability for a better ledger economy, which is called the Stable Act, to advance stablecoin regulation and improve transparency for dollar-backed digital tokens. The proposal outlines how dollar-backed stablecoins should be issued with requirements focused on transparency and consumer protection. So this bill was introduced by Representative Brian Steele and French Hill. The Stable Act forms part of a broader push to build a consistent regulatory structure for cryptocurrency markets. Stablecoin issuers would need to follow financial rules and maintain clear records under the Stable Act. Representative Hill said the bill clarifies financial rules and protects both consumers in the financial system. I had the chance to meet Representative French Hill, and he's amazing. So this is really exciting to see.
Well said there. Moving forward on the regulatory side of things, the U.S. state of Wyoming is gearing up to launch its long-standing stablecoin, also known as WYST. I sort of like it. It's got a nice little ring to that, and they plan on doing this in July. And this came from an official release of their governor. They are considering to use 9 different blockchains, and this came at the DC Blockchain Summit on Wednesday. Governor Mark Gordon confirmed the token's launch after a testing period, and quote unquote, and he said, once launched, WYST will grant holders the ability to transmit dollar-denominated transactions of any value anywhere in the world nearly instantly with significantly reduced fees compared to traditional ACH or wires. This is great news. We love to see the stablecoins are a more efficient dollar and the catalyst for mass adoption. Some more crazy news this week. Movement, also known as Move, is sort of in the gutter with tons of scrutiny from their Binance fallout with a $38 million token buyback.
Yeah, this is more crazy news of the week. The Movement Network Foundation will launch the buyback program with the $38 million recovered from a Move market maker Binance found was manipulating the token's price. Binance revealed that the market maker in question was associated with another entity previously been offboarded due to malpractice. The market maker allegedly sold approximately 66 million Move tokens on December 10, 2024, just one day after the token's listing without placing significant buying orders. This resulted in a net profit of 38 million USDT before Binance removed the entity on March 18th of this year. Crazy stuff.
Absolutely wild. And back to a bit of the TradFi news. Rachel, BlackRock's expansion of its tokenized money market fund, also known as BUIDL, is going at Solana. This is a huge integration for blockchain tech and traditional finance as BlackRock aims to leverage Solana's speed and scalability. And folks, this is the BUIDL fund, which is one of the largest tokenized money market funds in the world with a $1.7 billion value. We love to see this happen. Moving forward, Hyperliquid, Rachel, in the news again. I think this is 2 weeks in a row we've discussed Hyperliquid, and again, it's not for good reason.
Yeah, Matt, so let's get into it. So the cryptocurrency market was thrown into chaos this week as Hyperliquid Vault found itself on the receiving end of a massive short position on JellyJelly, following a trader's self-liquidation. The short squeeze propelled Jelly's price up by an astonishing 429%, putting Hyperliquid Vault in a precarious situation with unrealized losses exceeding $10.5 million. Hyperliquid delisted the Jelly token and is now under scrutiny. So this is happening way too much. Crazy stuff.
That is the issue with centralized exchanges, folks. And to end the week on a positive note, and this brings back some great memes from 2021 with the Roaring Kitty, GameStop, and Nokia saga. GameStop has proposed to raise $1.3 billion in convertible debt for Bitcoin purchases. They want to literally buy $1.3 billion worth of Bitcoin. They also have tons of money on the balance sheet that they want to buy Bitcoin with as well. And this announcement arrives simultaneously with the video games retailer approval of adding Bitcoin to its treasury reserves. We absolutely love to see it, and great news for the space. And again, the retail degens love trading Bitcoin and GameStop. So this is great through and through. Guys, we hope you enjoyed this one. Another great and crazy week in the cryptoverse. I'm sure next week is going to be no different, and hopefully we can continue to see green across the board. If you guys enjoyed this one, and we hope you did, please do subscribe. It would mean the world to Rachel, myself, and our whole team. As always, subscribe, hammer that like button, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everyone. See you guys next week. Thanks.